This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Voltec. Better living underground when they don't forget to unmute themselves.
Butt plugs.
Now brought to you by the letter J. Hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
I started doing the line and realized that I was still on mute. So, yay!
No worries. No worries. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of The Wasteland Burns. The group had ending their time here in the fortress, in the sense that the wait for the armor to arrive and be fitted for Snake is about to begin. And also they had received there was a letter, typed letter, slipped underneath the door of their rooms that they were staying in, telling them where to go pick up a briefing for the mission that merchants were asking them to. What does the group wish to tackle first? Or Snake, if you want to go do your thing and the rest of them go do that, you guys tell me.
Did I get my armor fitted to me, or...?
Yes, everything else was completed.
Okay.
All the work was done. I know Miss Gray had gotten her stuff ahead of times. You had done some work on the weapons at the bench.
And we also spoke with the Baron and got... Okay, yeah, no, I have...
you did. You spoke with the Baron. You spoke with his one of his... air quote advisors or troubleshooters.
Yeah.
You learn more about the woman who was the equivalent troubleshooter for the merchants. You learned that the merchants were pushing hard, or harder, I should say, to regain control of regain control that was slipping back into the Baron's possession.
Right.
Of how things were done here at Germantown. There was some delays caused by, I don't know how it happened, but some of the economic collapse in Oakhallville, along with some of the raids that were going against the powder monks. So ammunition is available, but it's a slightly more... not quite as expensive as it was in Oakhallville, but it's a little more expensive. But it is a cost. You know that the fortress, which is a large, fortified, open factory area, houses the bulk of the people in the Germantown. Power plant is as marked on the map. The swamps are there, the railroad's there. Anything outside of the fortress walls is considered to be fair game. Most of the mercenary guilds have their base of operations here. You've spoken to the Mustangs, let them know about what happened with Captain Rodriguez and the people at the Powder Monks. A large Mustang relief force is on its way, has already left, or will be leaving, I should say, soon, to go refortify that and secure the ammunition that's there. On the map is a Slocum Joe's that you do, that is kind of like a location outside of the...
Right, we were told to go there to retrieve some posters.
Yes. Well, you went there to meet the gentleman who told you about, and he gave you the thing about the the posters and such.
Right, and we also met another gentleman who told us to find some snow globes.
Correct. So there's odds and end quests out there for looking for things. for Snake, your armor is, a kid comes by, bangs on the door, and wait, look, says, I need to talk to the one-eye man. Hello? Anybody here? Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, I look at him with the covered eye.
Okay. So he's looking at you. It's like, wow. I was like, put some pants on for the love of God, I'm a child.
That's true. Not wearing anything. I mean, I haven't had armor, so maybe.
The rest of us are just used to it by now.
Yeah.
Sadly.
To cover my eyes.
I'm benign. Open your eyes.
I can't see my eyes. I can't see my eyes.
he's like, yeah. He's like, he stops and he's like, I was told to tell you that your armor's in. If you come down for a fitting, wear clothes, please. For the love that's all that's holy, and comfortable. So, it'll be a little bit. And with that, he kind of zips away. And you guys have laying on the little table that's made out of a spool of a wire spool is the letter that you received.
Yeah, I'll wear my jumpsuit down there. I'm gonna have it under the armor anyway.
I look at Snake before he puts the jumpsuit on, and I tell him, you probably want to go as is. You want to make sure the armor's nice and comfortable.
Please cover
I want
up.
to say that.
Yeah, well, I wear the jumpsuit under the armor, so yeah, it makes sense.
Are you sure you want to wear the jumpsuit under the armor?
I always wear the jumpsuit under the armor.
Okay.
What do you wear under your armor?
A jumpsuit?
Sam and Snake show.
Snake's just very confused.
That makes two of us, but I'm not even there. I think I understand what's going on, but okay.
Okay.
So you head out, or you see you find out what's in the letter first?
Oh, I don't care about the letter.
Okay.
I can't read it anyway, but my armor's ready.
Saval, are you going with him to keep him out of trouble? Okay. So two of you head down.
I guess we'll read the letter then.
Okay. So the letter directs you to go to the north wall behind the third electrical panel and grab the information that you're looking for is located there.
Okay.
So T2's kind of staring at you guys watching Snake leaves. He goes trundling after Snake. First of all.
Okay.
They better not lose him again.
Better keep an eye on him. Yep.
Yeah. I swear, if he ends up at another tea party, we're going to have words.
Okay. Come on, C2.
Hey, just remember, Snake, if something happens, you have somebody you can blame, but Saval's supposed to keep you out of trouble.
I know.
He didn't do well that last time, did he?
No, he didn't.
It's a nice arrangement.
We know that it's not going to be Saval's fault, that he's trying as best as he can. Snake is just Snake.
So, do the three of you head to the
I guess we should.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you wander through the complex. All three of you make a perception survival check.
Ooh, boy.
Gray, Sam, and
Oh, who'd you say? Gray, Sam, and who?
Sally Sue.
Okay.
Okay, Sally Sue.
Nope.
Sam, you're lucky you know where you are right now.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look, a butterfly.
Yeah.
Butterfly.
Here's a pencil.
I assume must have dropped it. I should give it back to her.
Yeah, there you go, Sally. Yeah, Sam hands you a pencil.
Yay.
You don't notice anybody paying particular attention to you as you slip into the electrical or the abandoned electrical area, a room, I should say. You open it up, the panel that's you're supposed to, and inside is a leather bag, and you can see that there is a note and a crudely drawn map. The note is for you to eliminate a water merchant's caravan that's heading to Minton.
Oh, well.
They want you to destroy the cargo and kill all the people, including the representatives from Minton that are accompanying the caravan back. Whatever salvage that you manage to pull off, the bodies is yours upon completion of the job. There, you'll each be given 50 caps. They will know if you didn't complete it because there is a representative. There is a embedded member of merchant guilds in the in that caravan, and obviously, if he or she returns, they know you didn't wipe everybody out. Do with as you wish with that information at that point in time.
Yeah, just so I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, this is the Merchant Guild that's...
Correct.
They're trying to test us, right?
Correct. The Merchant Guild is asking you to kill one of their members, and to wipe out this caravan so that the people of Minton are going to be a more desperate, need of water at that point. And Minton has, other than the giant sludge puddle in the middle of the toxic pool where I think it's the Charlie swims around in. There's no water in that area. There might be a trickle that comes down the mountains, but that's about it.
Is this something we should bring to the Baron's attention too? Because didn't the Baron say, not to necessarily, refuse to do something?
That is entirely up to you.
Yeah, I definitely have thoughts about this.
Especially about killing water merchants.
Yeah, this is just the three of us talking, right?
Correct. There's nobody around. You've managed to ensure that the area is secure. Nobody's listening or.
Yeah. So
because
my initial
if water caravans aren't safe, then that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, my initial thought is we find this caravan. Let's find this Merchant Guild person. We give them two options. Let them know that their own people ordered their death and they can work with us, or we kill them. And then we come back to the Baron and let the Baron know what the guild just ordered.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts, Sally Sue.
Yeah, my immediate thoughts not to just kill people outright, especially water merchants too.
Yep.
But I like your idea of finding their person and giving them an ultimatum.
I do find this idea more palatable than what the merchants want us to do.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. We're not going to go kill this entire caravan. We're not going to put Minton in a more precarious situation than they already are, especially for something like water, like you just said, Sally Sue.
And I'm already not allowed in one place. I want to be allowed to come back here.
Yeah. We're not. Yeah. Well, we're gonna handle this our way.
Okay. So one thing to keep in mind, if you do that, water can't be delivered to Minton anyway, because in case they have people there, you would need to find a place to hide that, or at least hide the water for a period of time until they think everything's kind of blown over.
Okay. I mean, they're caravanning it, so it's Mostly mobile. We'll figure that out.
So
instead.
on the map, there are 3 separate dots that I just drew on the macro map. Each one of those is the approximate location that they're going to travel before they get to the railroad track that would eventually follow through as Miss Gray just pulsed into Mineton itself. So those are the 3. At least however you get the job done, is up to you. You're getting the gist. That's the 3 crudely drawn. Hey, this might be a good place for an ambush type of deal. So.
Okay. Yeah, because we're here, right?
Yep.
Germantown. So
First one there is close. Option 1 is close to the
right.
the dead forest that's there. The other one is closer to the foothills, and then the other one is almost when it's swinging around the corner.
Yeah.
And you guys know. So go ahead.
I say we try the closest one first, obviously.
Okay.
Our luck, it'll be the farthest, but whatever.
We gotta tell Saval and Snake too, eventually.
Oh yeah. How long are they going to be gone? We're talking like an hour or a day.
Maybe an hour or 2. To get all the fitting done, make sure all the straps and doodads and baubles are all adjusted so that
Yeah, I think we can wait for them. That's not that much time. What do you guys think?
I think that's fine.
Okay, we might need Saval's healing and Snake's
Fodder.
stupidity. Okay.
Aw, Nick, you're important too.
Not really. Not really.
Aw, poor Snake.
They just want to shoot Snake in the back.
I'd shoot you in the front. I'd rather you see it coming.
So, Snake, you show up and the armorer's there, and he's you can see everything's laid out, and it's got a nice sheen to it. It's all polished up for you, and you notice that there's man boobs drawn on the front that were paid extra, and he's like I do apologize, I couldn't get the hot pink paint that was requested, so it's a lime green, but the best I can do.
Lime green boobs.
Who paid you to do boobs?
The boss lady, your boss lady.
That didn't come through, honey.
Oh,
Please say that again.
I said that's kinky. Okay.
Yeah, something about a birthday wish and how you really wanted it.
Huh.
Happy birthday, Snake.
Yeah, happy
I
birthday,
bought you
Snake.
boobs for your birthday.
Okay. All right. Well, I still tried on.
He fits the armor. He's very gentle with you. It takes a moment, make sure all your straps are nice and tight and snug, and nothing's gonna fall off. It fits really well.
No pinching.
No pinching, no chafing, unless you're into that. So
Did he double check the inseam?
He does, just like he does in prison. Make sure there's plenty of cuppage there. And yeah, other than the fact that you can feel him grabbing your ass through the armor, the armor is well built and well maintained, and it is everything that you paid for.
Wonderful, because that was expensive.
Yeah.
Good. All right. And then he's not the same one doing Chunky Boy, is he?
Oh no, that was the weaponsmith that had done Miss Gray's weapon and had also worked in Sam had worked with or worked at the shop for.
Okay. I don't have that back yet, right?
You do. You actually got that back before this was done.
Ah, okay. All right. So I looked down at C2 and I'm like, how do I look?
like, Merp, and he's looking at you, and he looks up, and then he falls on his back, and he takes a moment to roll back over. He's like, Merp, 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 and he walks around, and he's like, Merp, 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 Merp. Two poogies up.
All
Then,
right.
then you realize he's actually just asking you to pick him up. But yeah, he and a few other people in the shop. It's like, yeah, looking good. Somebody hands you a pair of sunglasses.
Ooh.
I think that would go great with that. 2 caps. But I think that would look great.
I only have one left.
Good enough. I'll take that cap.
You only have 1 cap.
I have none now.
Good grief.
What about baby Bjorn? Do we have
Gotta
a?
start cleaning latrines.
We have the backup Bjorn.
You have the back. Yeah, you have a backup.
Okay.
Here.
Well, my understanding is I'll get money if I kill some people, so I'm fine with that.
You
How-
can stay long
You don't know that yet.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
haven't told you that.
We were gonna pick up a job. The only thing I'm really good at is either beating people up or killing them, and I'm hoping for killing.
Maybe we shouldn't tell them about this side job.
No, we shouldn't.
But
I mean,
we need them
we-
as fodder, so.
We have been here for like 2 weeks, right? We haven't killed anybody.
No, that's frowned
You're
upon
feeling-
in settlements.
There might be one person we can let him kill. The
I mean,
merchant
potentially,
guild
yes,
spy.
there's one person
you know.
he can kill, but
Okay.
for the most part, we're trying to avoid killing people right now.
You may be able to spare one for you, Snake.
Yeah.
So
If you
generous.
behave.
Only if you behave.
Chunky Boy has been fully repaired. You notice that most of the tubing and attachments are armored coils. There is a backup pilot light to
Oh,
kick
that's
on.
right.
So the first one fail. There's an armored cover across that. The fact that you had to load 3 canisters in, smaller canisters in before is done. That's gone. It's just one giant canister with its own little nipple attachment on there, so you can feed a smaller canister into the bigger canister. So for gameplay purposes, it's still going to work the same way in the sense that you're fully loaded for a session. But go to your heart's content. When firing it. Same thing with anybody with an energy weapon. You have enough power in there for that. The radios, everything. It's assuming that you guys are recharging at the end of the night. I might have Sam deduct a couple micro batteries. Every once in a while. There's no game mechanic.
Okay.
Represent.
All right. Well, while we're talking about looking dashing and handsome, what's the GM wearing?
The GM is because of the rain today. GM actually has
Wet t-shirt?
Well, that was earlier because I got caught in the rain, and I just whipped my hair around and said, "How do I look?" The 80-year-old lady that was standing next to me was like, when she whipped her hair around, she's like, "I'll take my teeth out if you need me to," but no. So
Okay. Wow.
That's very thoughtful of her.
It's been an exciting Saturday.
yeah, it has been. Nah, I got just regular my Joe Boxer pajamas on. So relaxing right now. I can't hear the rain on the chimney at this time, so I guess it stopped for a moment. But thank you for asking. So you finish up. There is works with you. He works with you to feed the cable from your helmet and the radio through it. There's like a gap in the armor that it can slide through, so it'll make it more difficult to get disconnected or broken on you. It's not impenetrable but it's in a better shape or condition than what it would normally be for you. And he pat you on the hey, and sends you on your way.
Wonderful.
Where'd he pat him?
On his hey,
A couple ppms. Okay.
Oh, you.
So,
It's the
Thank you.
best.
Well practiced.
so you're able to, once you turn the radio on, you can get in contact with the group. The group, vice versa, can now talk to each other. Where does everybody want to meet to discuss what they're going to do next?
Somewhere where we can't be overheard too easily, huh?
Yeah.
Should we go back to our dwellings?
Probably outside of the actual fortress in itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
I'll switch back over to Germantown.
Yeah, we'll say something along the lines of, we've got a job to go do. Meet us at the gate, or whatever we would call it.
Okay.
Do we need to pick up any more food or water for the road?
You have whatever you currently have available to you right now. So,
60 days of supplies is what I have.
you don't have 60 days worth of. You have
16.
16. I thought it was going to say 60. It's like new.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to try to pull that.
You got 9. You got 10. Yeah, you got 16. That's all you got.
Yeah, and then we have 24 days of water, 26 days of Brahmin feed, but that should be needed right now.
Yeah, you shouldn't need the Brahmin feed. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff. You can, air quote, live off the land, at least for a while. So unless you're taking one of those, the 16 days of, air quote, prepared food or rations, whatever you want to call it, would be if you want the bonus, whatever it's going to give you at that point in time.
Right, so can we just supplement with living off the land for now?
Yeah. Yep, you'll be able to do that relatively easily. Refreshing your water is probably the most important thing. That would be the toughest to do. So you can swap out the water that you
Currently
have.
have 24 days, so I don't think we need to.
Okay. Then yeah. So, if you guys would have to bring whatever gear that Saval and Snake had left behind with you. You're able to get you all kind of get there around the same time, so your load, for Saval and Snake, your gear's on a pile by Good and Plenty. You can see Sam is equipping stuff onto Milk Dud, and the two girls are, Sally Sue is haggling with the Brahmin wrangler who's standing there, getting him to, getting the pay for the animals, since that's the only thing you haven't paid for. Sally, make me a barter roll, barter charisma. It's going to be 30 caps.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pay that.
That's for both animals. That paid everything. He gave you a pretty good. He gave as good as he got. Let's put it that way. So, you get the animals together, and you're walking up to the gate. The guards let you out. You can see that it's just after noon, so maybe like 12:30. Actually, Sam, you look at your Pip Boy. It's 12:42 when you're heading out.
Great.
Sun's shining. You can see the Scream Wings and the Razor Wings. Just riding the air currents, just dipping and wandering around. Snap your helmets into place. Radio check. Everybody's online. See you can see. Got Kenny Knight from St. Louis on the radio. It's coming through a little clearer. Playing some of that rock and roll music, with the devil music out there, and head out.
Snake's radio is working perfectly.
Yep. Snake's radio. Everybody does a mic check, if you will.
Okay.
You guys want to rattle off your call signs to each other, just so we know?
Well, Snake can never remember his call sign, so not much point.
Oh, Snake, what would your call sign to be? Right now I have Eye Patch and Cyclops.
Eye Patch.
Eye patch. Okay.
The rest of
Cyclops.
us was Cyclops.
Everybody else goes with Cyclops, but he calls himself Eye Patch. So, Sally Sue, what is your call sign?
Pencil.
Pencil. Pencil. It is. And Saval, what would you want your call sign to be? Duck. Duck. It is. Well, I got, for some reason, for Miss Gray, I have lavender written down.
Boss.
Boss.
Yeah,
It's
I
supposed
think
to
I
be
got
boss, yeah.
I got renamed. Yeah.
Okay, so boss. And I got rifle for Sam.
Where did
Pencil.
lavender come from?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That's what I have written down. I don't know why I have lavender written down. But rifle, pencil, doc, and eye patch or Cyclops, depending on who's talking to who.
I feel like you need a flow chart.
I do. I'm working on a multi-page pivot table, and I'm going to have projects set up so I can have a timeline as we follow through.
Okay. The evolution of our call signs.
I got 7.
Alright.
I got 7 pages worth of notes here, just for various things that I've kept track of since we started playing.
Yeah, I
From
have
the
no clue how-
the various names
It's
that
hardcore.
once we get to St. Louis and all the special names for the groups that from there to keeping track of who's who and the name of Sam's kid and everything else.
Yeah, my note. I haven't actually converted it into anything else. I just have a notepad.
I have my brain, which doesn't work all the time.
Which is apparently 274 lines long.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
Sally Sue, make me barter intelligence roll. Oh,
Hey.
damn, that's good. Okay,
Woo.
so no, if you wish to leave a note for them, but you can leave a note for the pencil pushers that are the field office, if you will, here. The various things that you found, if you wish to share about the Baron and everything going on here, and how their merchant guild is, on the outs with the Baron. But that would get you. That would go towards getting you that credit of, if the pencil pushers sent an acquisition. For example, you can leave a note to tell the pencil pushers, hey, I'm going to leave there's going to be this caravan that we're going to leave here full of water and people. Send somebody to go collect it.
Oh.
And they would send their things, and you would collect 10% of whatever the value. The group would. I'm sorry, not just you. The group would collect that 10%. It's just a thought. Before you leave, you can take a couple minutes to write stuff down. Walk over to their local, the local representatives. Hand that. Everybody knows who you are, so it's not like they're not going to know what that's about. They might not know what's in there, but they know who Sally Sue is.
Should we really talk about the caravan right now?
You can do it later on. I'm just presenting you the option.
Yeah, I'm inclined to wait.
Okay.
I mean, when we come back, what we can do is we can tell them, hey, there's this water caravan here that's just waiting around. Mineta needs water. Is a steal.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed. We'll be
Yeah.
able to give them a specific location. If we wrote them a note now, it'd be like, in one of these 3 locations, and we don't know where
Yeah,
we're going to intercept them. We don't know where we may have to temporarily stash it.
My thoughts are we can maybe have the pencil pushers deliver the water instead. So that way it doesn't look like it's coming from the merchants from here.
Yeah, that's a good idea, too. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we'll wait on the note for now.
Yeah. So maybe this is what, once we get out of town and away from the gate, this is all the kind of stuff we're going to talk about. Fill in Snake and Saval on our plan.
Okay, so okay, why don't you guys do that now? Then you are a short distance. You have traveled outside since. I want to remind you guys that you did have that deal with the pencil pushers. For you tell us where some things is. Things that you guys either can't loot yourself or think that that was the deal you made with the head of the pencil pushers at the time. So or actually with the son. So. That gives you guys the ability to gain, a little bit in, getting back in the favor with, everything kind of, going squirrely the way it did. So,
Yeah, we can also check in with them to see if how things are going in Okaville.
you could, yep. So,
Because last time we were there, it was a bit of a mess.
yeah, there was
Just
a
a little
small
bit.
civil war going on, and then the uprising and rebellion, and then the if they sort of things out with the rockets, or if things have kind of gone even further. That's one. Oh,
What happened with Evelyn too?
what happened with Evelyn? Yeah. That's one thing you have not seen here. You've seen no. Yeah, there is a small enclave. That's not right. A small representation of the pencil pushers here from Oakville. There's no KCB members, nor is there any Rocket members, and you've nothing that is Rocket-ish. No logos or anything like that. So you at least know that. Vultures that you've encountered here from from the time that you are here, that there are apparently different. There's been a bit of a schism within the vultures themselves, and therefore there are multiple representations of them. So the vultures that you're dealing with here have no love for the vultures that you have dealt with for at campus, or will be eventually when you get there, we'll be dealing at campus, or that you've fought and engaged in the other spots here. But we are switching over to the macro map. If you guys want to push. Okay. So you. Okay, sorry. My maps. You are about a days out of the town of Germantown, and you figure it should take you probably 2 days or so from where you're at. You can see the dead forest in the distance. You never really went through that. You kind of skirted that area, just abandoned camp. Takes you about to get to there, so I'll move. Okay, good. So out there. So Miss Grady, you want to share with Saval and Snake what's going on? What you guys, what the plans are?
Yeah. So we received this backpack, right, with orders to intercept these water merchants who are en route to Mineton. There is a merchant guild operative embedded within the caravan, and we're basically ordered to kill everybody and ensure that the water doesn't get delivered, putting Mineton in a tougher situation than they already are. Our plan is to identify the Merchant Guild operative, let them know that there was a kill request put out on them, and then give them the choice to either help us or you can kill him, Snake. This is your opportunity to kill something, which we know you're excited about.
I do feel like you're making this way too complicated.
Oh, please, Snake, enlighten us.
Oh no.
He
Well,
just thinks we should kill them all.
yeah, we can just kill them all.
Yeah,
Get-
we're not
get
going to do
money.
that.
No.
We're not doing that. So as I was saying, yeah, we're gonna find these people, talk to the Merchant Guild operative. We are not going to kill the caravan. We will let them live. We will have to come up with some sort of plan on what to do with the water and get it delivered to Minton at a later time. I see this might be a good chance for us to use the pencil pushers messaging system thing that they offered.
Yes.
That's the plan. And if you don't agree, you can eat rocks, Snake.
Rocks.
Why would I
I've
do
heard
that?
They're
Well, you-
high in iron, I've heard.
Yeah, you just disagreed with me, so
But I'm not eating rocks.
They're very high in iron. And other stuff.
What do you think about this, Saval?
C2?
He tilts his head to the side and then he falls over again. And he stands back up and he's like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp."
Oh boy.
Boy, C2.
Yep.
Merp, 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 merp. Merp, merp, merp. And he stops and he realizes that you're all looking at him. He's like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp."
Merp.
So, you guys are. Oh, let's see. Okay. So, traveling through stunted trees, twisted growth. Greet you. It's like the air that's done to the land gets to a certain point. It's like, I'm not going any further. The delineation. Excuse me. Delineation in the ground. Sorry about that. Had to cough. Where the land just isn't, it's whatever's in there is trying to fight off or fight back against the everything, it's a scar upon the earth, if you will. And you find the spot where it looks like the group camped. They are not here at the time, but you can find, you do find the location where they stopped. You know that they were coming this general direction, able to move on, if you will. Another 4 days up. Miss Gray, make me.
How many days total, just to keep track of our water?
6 days total.
Okay.
Weather's been nice, no rain. The pools of water that you do find, Sam, you do wish to spend some anti-rad meds. Those, but they are tainted in some way, shape, or form. You do get a little, tick off the off your Pip-Boy. But the food, the mutatos and the moody fruit and such that you're able to snag are it's healthy and there's enough liquid nourishment that you can get through with that. So yeah, you stuff. Miss Gray, can you make me 2 perception survival rolls? Snake, your armor's well crafted. But he did a very good job. You have very little trouble getting it off. You have very little trouble, making sure everything snaps back into place. Sam, your stabilizer is, it's working as good as, if not better than what you could expect it to do. There is, minor tweak, as you're getting used to the excess weight and so forth. The cover that you have now for your Pip-Boy is able to keep the weather and the rain and everything off of it.
Did the armor values for that cover change or anything like that?
Went up by 1.
Okay.
Well, one physical, no energy, 1 physical. Sorry.
Okay,
yes.
that's fine. Yeah.
So, you're able to, it still takes a little getting used to, making sure you can, manipulate everything and get it, making sure that the flap doesn't come off. That's your, odds and ends and so forth. Miss Gray, the 2 things that you come across as you're following, you realize that you could probably catch up to get up to the second spot, by shaving a day off. There's a small panel cut through the earth. It looks like something big kind of hit there and plowed through, so it takes you off the beaten path. If you wish to follow it, but it is there's nothing unusual. There's nothing sinister about going off the path if you wish, or you can stay on the road and just stay behind them as you're following. That's up to you. So this will shave probably a full day off of it if you wish to take that the shortcut, if you will.
What does the group want to do?
I say we take the shortcut.
Yeah, the faster we catch up with these people, the better.
Okay, yeah, we'll take the shortcut then.
Okay. Okay. So it takes you a little bit farther into the dead forest. You can see as you're traveling through that remnants of some buildings, houses. Most of them are just shells or frames. You know where something stood. But you do have, and this is the second roll. You do have that, something, the hair on the back of your neck type of deal. I want you to make a luck survival roll too, for me, just you. And you got just something. Spidey senses are tingling type of deal. It's just something doesn't feel right, but you don't or sense anything. There's no physical thing telling you that there's something wrong. Okay. Also get that same feeling. You're maybe about halfway through the shortcut, if you will, and again, something just doesn't feel right. Just feels off. You're turning and you're looking around, head on the swivel type of deal, and okay. Tell me, if the 2 pack Brahmin and the cart are in the middle of the group, are you on the left side or the right side of the pack Brahmin or at the front or the back of the pack Brahmin?
Gray, I imagine, will be in the front. I'll be in the back.
Okay. Left or right side, or directly behind or walking, just not in whatever they're dropping type of deal, directly behind.
I'll be more or less directly behind.
Directly behind. Okay, so you're traveling. The pack Brahmin take a curve, swing back towards the orange and purple dot, and you kind of stop, and you're just go still for a moment. He's riding on one of the excuse me. He's riding on the cart right now. He's not on one of the pack Brahmin. Sorry, not with you. It's just you by yourself. Hear a little bit of the C2's playing on the radio, just background. And you stop and you look behind you, and again you go stock still. Out of the corner of your eye, you can catch something just subtly.
Catch something what?
Something in the corner of your eye shifting itself subtly.
Is it like one of that invisible mirage thing that I saw a while ago, or?
You turn to look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
You snap your head quickly to to the left to look. It is. It has. You can see the shimmer of something there just for a fraction of a second. Whatever it is big. We'll say pack Brahmin, if it was standing on its two legs, or if you were laying down next to the pack Brahmin, like that big, not not super mutant big, but it's got that distinct shape that you remember seeing before. And then
I load up Chunky Boy.
the moment that you start to go to action, if you will, the flame ignites. A small puff of blue flame rolls out of the front of it, or you have a chance to bring it into a firing position. That quickly, it's gone.
Chunky Boy itself is gone.
No, Chunky Boy. No, the
thing that I saw is gone. Okay.
Yeah, whatever figment that you saw out of the corner of your eye, that quickly it's gone.
I'll say over the radio, I'm going to say we're not alone.
Yeah, because you're with us.
Oh,
I patched a rifle. You might want to scope out the area quickly. Look for something that is mostly invisible.
what would I roll to check for what Snake is telling me to check for? Because I feel that I should look around at the very least.
Wouldn't that be perception survival too?
No, make a perception. If you make a perception, small guns. Yes, you are correct, Sally Sue. That would be the normal thing if you're just using your eyes and you're looking around.
Okay.
But for him, if he's using the scope of the weapon and he can cycle through different ranges and such, and also click over to night vision, that would kind of blur out with middle of the day. You never know, and do a perception small guns and do a perception science.
Then a perception science.
Yes.
Okay. Science a tag. No. Hold on.
Yep, no problem.
I'm clicking the Pip-Boy instead of the
Exactly. That's what you're using right now to do the perception science. So you'll see, as you hear this over the radio, you see Sam stop, and he brings his rifle up to his shoulder, and he's looking around. Then he holding the rifle with one hand, he swings his rifle, flips open his Pip-Boy, and you can see he's fiddling with it. Don't see anything with the scope, so you can see. As I described, the low light vision is washed out. Don't have infrared or anything like that. You took your time looking. You can't see anything with your Mark I eyeballs, but on the Pip-Boy, you can see that there's like the little like mapping terrain feature, and it kind of shows like all the little dots that represent the group. Almost like a little radar or sensor type of deal. You can see that there's flickering dots like off to your right, and but they're not. They're the best way to describe it. They're ghost images. You can't. You never really paid attention to this particular aspect of the Pip-Boy before. But it's now you're like looking. It's like okay, and you're playing with the dial on the side to try to fine tune it, and you think there may be something there. Snake's paranoia may not be paranoia, but
yeah.
you can't be certain.
Yeah, I want to walk up to Sam as he's looking at the Pit Boy.
I was kind of hoping that I would fail this so that way I could gaslight him, but okay.
I want to say, do you see anything?
Ghosts? I'm not sure. I point at the brighter dots and say, "This is definitely us." And then I point at the ones that are fading in and out of existence, and I say, "That's something."
I'll say, where is that roughly? Like, point out on the terrain where that is.
I take the hand that's not holding the that doesn't have the pip boy attached to it, and I point in that direction.
Yep, he does. So he's pointing off to your right. There are a few trees in that area. The burned out, shattered remnants of a house. The only thing that you can really tell that's standing is the chimney itself. A few sticks representing where the four corners the post would have been.
So
There's a shell of a car, and that's about it.
So I want to aim at like the chimney and have it bounce off of the chimney. It'll probably bounce in a random direction.
Okay.
But I want to shoot at the chimney and have it try to ricochet.
Okay.
What are you shooting at the chimney?
Chunky boy.
Chunky boy.
Okay.
Well,
make sure I'm out of ricochet.
I guess with
no, nobody's. You're firing. You're firing at almost like medium/long range at that point. So nobody's going to be hit.
Sally Sue, do you have night vision on your goggles? Remembering that correctly?
I had night vision on my pencil syringe.
Oh.
Did I transfer that over to the new rifle?
Is it on the... No, it's not on the new rifle.
Okay. Okay. We'll make a mental note maybe to get you the night vision mod. Maybe when we go back to Germantown. Okay.
Yep. And I don't have the syringer thingy anymore, so I don't have that.
Yeah. I was going to have her, look through the night vision in the same general direction that Sam just pointed. That's my thought.
Sam has night vision, just blend it out.
I thought you had low light vision. I didn't think you had night vision. Oh, you had low light.
I think Hecate has...
Take a look. If you have a mark down.
Yeah, short night vision scope.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that shooting the chimney will cause the fire to spread out more than what it would if I shoot in an area.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do.
So make a regular big guns roll.
Oof.
Do you wish to re-roll that? Your gloves only work for melee, not for this. So.
No.
Okay. So Okay. So. Okay. So you fire off, and Miss Gray's asking that. Everybody's kind of talking to each other. Saval, you're kind of Saval. What are you doing during all this? I shouldn't assume anything.
I was just actually following my ways.
Okay. So you're standing there. You're kind of just looking around. Make me a perception survival roll for you. Everything kind of just happens simultaneously. So, the ladies are talking about that. They're asking Sam. Sam, you turn to talk to the ladies, and you have your. So if your Pip Boy's on your one arm, and you're looking away from that to go, glance back to where Sally Sue and Miss Gray are talking. Your arm is pointing in the general direction. You all hear the 30 crumph as Chunky Boy lets loose. Okay, Saval, you're just huh? One of those type of deals. You're just following along. You're kind of lost in your own thoughts, and you're like, huh? And you look over. You watch the forest light up as a sheet of flame rolls across. The chimney is on fire. The car's on fire. Trees and so forth. And it's some of it's short lived, some of it's long lived. Feel on your shoulder, or your back, I should say, something brush against you.
Turn around to see what it is.
You don't see anything at all. But you look down and you can see a footprint that is relatively in the the ash and everything like that, but the ash is still here. The footprints in the ash that are three-toed, definitely a dew claw coming off the one side. Definitely another claw on the back. Where the heel would be. And but that's it. But it was close enough that it Hey Sam, make that noise like you normally do. There you go. So it was that close, it was any closer and it would have been inside you.
Wow.
So.
That's Sam close.
That, Sam, we don't feed him after midnight. We definitely don't get him wet.
Nope.
So, Snake, your ricochet goes a little bit farther than the normal ricochets. So you actually, like I said, the car's on fire. Then you realize, hey, wait a minute. Oh shit! The car explodes. So now you get this little mushroom cloud just rolling in the air. Everybody, roll me two combat dice.
Damn it, Snake.
Hell Snake. Well, Snake definitely took radiation.
Okay, so yeah, Snake, you take a point of radiation damage.
Where?
Just a point. It's enough to bleed through just your overall armor value. Your overall defense. Oh, that's something I should ask before I go any further. What is your total? Has anybody's damage reduction for radiation or damage reduction for energy changed? The overall cumulative value.
I believe so, yes.
Mine has gone up, yeah.
Okay, so what's yours now, Snake?
For energy, it is
And this is total. This is all body parts. Head.
45. Well, I have 45 amongst the armor, and then I have a base 2 that would apply to each. So that's another 51 total. If I'm holding Chunky Boy, it goes up even more.
We'll assume that we'll assume without Chunky Boy. So
Then it's 51.
Okay, how about radiation?
Radiation is 19.
19. Okay, that's what I had from before. Okay. Anybody else go up?
My energy resistance went up to 60.
60. Okay. How about for radiation?
No,
23. Okay.
it's still 23, yeah.
Okay. Sally, what do you tell me what your total is? So if you count up all the radiation for your both arms, both legs, chest, and head, add up all the energy, the total energy value, and give me that value. Because I know you got better armor. And then if you have radiation, any kind of radiation defense, damage reduction in any of those spots, tally up all those, and include your head, and provide and anything from feats, perks and such.
I'm not sure.
Okay, take a moment. Well, that way, because I know, like I said, I know you got better armor, so you would definitely.
What am I doing exactly? I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you look at your character sheet,
Yeah.
Add the both your arms together, both your legs together, your chest and your head, and add up all 6 of those spots, and then provide me the total value there.
For energy, it's 28.
Energy is 28. Okay,
Radiation is 7.
7. Okay.
And you need physical too?
Nope, just those 2. for radiation, it's more for environmental effects as compared to a weapon attack. For energy, it's like when you fought the dragon. The dragon's breathing on you. It's breathing its energy weapon at you. You know, it's breath weapon. It's fire attack. So it's not just concentrating the attack just on your arm or your leg. It's bathing your body in the flames. In this case, the explosion kind of like sent out a burst of radiation. Unfortunately, Snake was the only person that it was kind of blipped him for based upon where he was at. Okay, yeah. Well, hey, you know what? You may get that chance.
I hope I don't. I'm sorry that I pointed it out, but it's just like, yeah.
So Saval, you're kind of, everybody's kind of, forced to, take a knee or, just, throw their arms up as a shockwave, and the blast kind of just rolls across you. Looking around, the footprints that you had just saw were obliterated by the, by the wave of energy, the force that just kind of rolled across. But you knew, whatever Snake saw or thought he saw, it was definitely there. A little bit of fun and excitement that you guys just ran through. Actually allows you to catch up with Caravan. They kind of stopped when they saw a small mushroom cloud rolling into the sky. The fire that's burning there now. You actually are able to got right off the side of it. So you are you shaved off a day between that and your at your little encounter. Find yourself staring at the back of the merchant caravan. Of 4 pack Brahmin, 2 are towing a large. One's towing a large wagon. There are barrels on top, covered by a tarp. It's a tarp.
It's a tarp.
It's a tarp. It's electric. And you can see there's about half a dozen guards, 6 or 7 other people there. Maybe the merchants, the Minton representatives, that type of deal. So we're probably at medium range before they realize you guys are there. So how does the group wish to play it now? So they're, you can see there's a commotion. Some of the guards are coming back to kind of like form like a firing line, keeping an eye. A couple of the merchants are there too. They're trying to other merchants are trying to get the Brahmin to move a little bit faster, which, good luck with that type of deal. How does this play out for you guys?
I wave.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that my hood is down. I'm not holding any weapons. I'll actually sort of be holding my hands out to the side so that they can see that I'm not armed. I'm thinking Sally, Sue, and I with the Brahmin can sort of approach them first. Let them know that we intend to no harm, and just
come in pieces.
Them. Yep.
Okay, so you guys approach. You can see that they wave. Somebody waves back at you. Sally, Sue, and you guys begin to walk up. They're still have a guarded expression, if you will. They're watching as you're approaching. They're keeping an eye out. You see two of the merchants come, walking up to you. You're like, hey, hi, how's it going?
Yeah.
What can we do for you?
What time of day is it?
It is actually early. No, we'll say, so sun's up, say 9ish in
In the morning.
the morning. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll say, we'll introduce ourselves. We're happy that we caught up with them. We have news from Germantown. We're wondering if we can speak to the leader of this convoy.
Um. Nope, definitely not that person. Okay. You can see that the guy walks over his name is John. John, he's a caravan guard, and he kind of looks at you, caravan, the lead caravan member, if you will. Like, oh, that'd be me. It's like, and then you all see another person approach, and big guy, rugged looking, and he kind of looks everybody over. Huh. Was wondering if was wondering if rumors were true. So you guys are still doing good or alive and kicking. Sally Sue, make me a speech charisma roll. You're at a loss for words, but you're looking at the Pineapple Princess.
Oh,
That's so cute.
you look cute,
Well,
my
we definitely
man.
kick on that.
Oh,
I said
I
it
can't do that sound, but I can.
That's why she's at a loss for words, because she rolled that 20 too. Clean shaven, hair tied back in a ponytail.
Oh, I like.
Yeah, not wearing the pineapple outfit, unfortunately.
Can there be a
No.
pineapple painted on
I
his right
understand,
pauldron or
Sally
something?
Sue. I finally get it.
Phoenix, can there be a pineapple painted on his right pauldron or something?
He has a tattoo of it somewhere.
Or a tattoo? Or a visible
Well, there is a tattoo, but unless
It's
he
not
swings
visible.
that way, you're not going to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I might.
He walks over and he talks to John. He's like, and he's just standing there, and he's got a little bit of a sly grin on his face, and he's just looking at the group, and he takes a step back, cradle and a machine gun, and he like, well, Byington vouches for you, so walks over and he kind of waves the guards to stand a little farther back, or at least give them privacy, you guys privacy to talk. And he walks over to you, Miss Crane. He's like, so what's going on? What did you need to talk to me about? What news do you have from Germantown?
Yeah, so once I wipe the drool out of the corner of my mouth, I will, I'm basically going to say, what's your status with the Germantown Merchant Guild?
Oh, we're affiliated with them. We're the water merchants. We deal through them to transport water to whatever settlements or over to the AFBAS if they need it, and then we go along and we collect our cut and deal with whatever problems that may prevent us from getting the water out of to wherever it's going. And his eyes narrow, kind of like, why?
Do you trust everyone in your caravan? Do you trust?
Oh, I know. It's like I understand what you asked me. He's kind of looking at you, and he's like, trust them to get me to where I gotta go. If you're asking if I'm gonna, swap spit in the shower with them, it's like no, like I can't say that far. I can, I trust what what the princess has said. But beyond that, there's a few people that I would bleed for them, they would bleed for me, type of deal. But can I say every one of them? No. Guards are guards, and crew. Some of the crew are new. So then he stops and he kind of looks over his shoulder at everybody. And most people are, some of the guards are looking around, but everybody, the merchants are, sorry, the merchants, are either keeping the Brahmin from wandering off or eating much of whatever. But people are watching you guys talk and so forth.
Is there anyone that you would suspect may be a spy for the Merchant Guild?
Shakes his head. Not that I could for the guild directly, and he stops and he rubs his nose and scratches his chin. No, I can't really say. I could say any of them could be doing it, but if there's if someone informing back, I don't know. I couldn't say one way or the other. There's somebody that I would want, that I would go, kind of shifty or shady. Everybody's got their own reasons to join up, to head out of town, to get away from something. Everybody's running from something in some way, shape, or form. So, but if there's, so he stops and he looks at you.
Yeah.
And that there's somebody here that I should be, or somebody or somebody's that I should be concerned about. Why? What's happening?
Yeah, so we're going to fill him in and tell him that we have been in Germantown for a couple weeks, resupplying, making some connections, one of which was the Merchant Guild, who ordered us to intercept this caravan and ensure delivery to Myton. Is unsuccessful.
You can see he goes, stuck still as you're saying that. He's like, why? They get their cut, all work together. So,
Politics.
and you watch, and some of the other guards start to react. You watch his hand, drop down to the pistol that he has on his hip, and he doesn't draw, but it's wrapped around the butt of the gun. So is that what you're here to do?
Oh, no. So I can assure you, we are not here to ensure. We are here to ensure that everybody who is, honest and trustworthy remains unharmed.
Everybody who they say they are.
Yeah, we are interested. Our goal is to identify and deal with this Merchant Guild person or persons that are in your caravan. We need to talk to them, deal with them separately, and then we want to make sure that you and the rest of your people are safe.
He's like, I appreciate that. So if we're not supposed to, kind of size, he's looking kind of like face palm type of deal. So if we're not supposed to make it to Myton, and you're not going to wipe us out by or informant in the caravan, what's the plan? Where if we go to Myton, they'll know that you didn't do your job, and therefore, it's it's just going to happen again with somebody else, that they'll get to do it.
So I think we'll fill him in. The rest of the crew's caught up with us by now, right?
Yeah,
Snake, Sam, Small. So I think we're going to fill him in on our thoughts on the pencil pushers. Our thought is we can get the caravan maybe towards these mountains, just a little bit south of the abandoned camp, or potentially at the camp itself if it's still abandoned. Get him, the rest of the caravan, safe. We could send our one of our allies, the pencil pushers, to help them get the rest of the way to Minton once we've dealt with this merchant guild and then the merchant guild back in Germantown. But this is where it's kind of an open discussion with John, I think, and the rest of the group.
Like, okay, and he's like, you're saying go to that abandoned camp here,
Yes.
that location. We hang tight long enough that may make the person that merchant guild spells antsy. And again, they don't know about the prison bus or Joe's.
No. Why would they?
Why not? So he's like, if they send another group, there's a chance they may discover us. If this abandoned camp.
We could also route them through to Asheville.
That would give you a reason to go home if you want to do that. That also puts Asheville in the center of whatever might be going down between the other two.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't know that we
What-
want to.
That's a good idea, but you know what? That gives an idea. You
There's
could
also the
take,
Mountainside Hotel.
that's backtracking to find the best to go back up,
Okay.
and you've never been there yet, so you don't know what that would entail. Too.
Or if that place is even safe. Got it.
Yeah, we
If
could
it's
potentially
even
send him to.
Be eaten by something else.
We could also potentially send them towards prison bus. Maybe have Minton rendezvous with them there. I mean, there's a couple options.
I was going to suggest the Red Rocket as a possible location. That puts them. That gives the. And again, this is based upon what Sam's suggestion about Asheville. Send them to the Red Rocket. That's on the map there. That allows the group to continue traveling, giving the illusion that you're still heading towards Minton, and then veering off for whatever reason that he feeds. He tells the caravan that they're doing.
Yeah, or quote unquote disappearing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that puts you far enough off the beaten path that if another caravan of water merchants, air quote, come through the area, they're not going to stumble across you or whatnot. You don't have to worry about, there's not much in the way of a trail or anything as compared to if this was the time of ash, or even right after that. So if you're amicable, he agrees that the group should travel with him. That gives you guys all the chance to see if anybody's squirrely, but they don't know what's for. And gets them far enough away.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yep, sounds good.
So, and that gives Sally Sue a chance to rekindle
Yeah.
her relationship. Bum,
Oh,
chicka, bow, wow,
yeah.
Oh,
with the Pineapple Princess.
Mm-mm.
Miss Gray, make me 2 perception survival rolls as you take over, cutting the trail to get him there. Yep, if this caravans are rocking, don't come a knocking. Okay. Put together, I'm just going to eliminate. I'm going to leave the green dot where it is. Guys, work your way past your normal stomping grounds. Then you have areas that you pass through. Everything is lush. It's not quite Asheville lush, but there's grass on the ground, trees that are, at least 5 or 6 feet off the ground, bushes everywhere. And again, realize that now that you've experienced more of the world, this isn't natural. It shouldn't go this fast. It shouldn't come up this fast. You realize that probably most of those abandoned camps have been overgrown at this point in time. Are markers for you guys to go to, but there you'd be. Miss Gray, a charisma roll, please.
A what? Charisma?
Speech charisma, speech.
Oh, this will be terrible.
You can hear John talking to everybody. It's like, hey, gonna, he gestures towards the group, and it's like, they were word that there may be, some funny business going on. And see, you did it. You pulled a snake. There may be some funny business going on, in Byington, and what was it? I'll put the Pineapple Princess and the other, Byington representative are, mollified that, oh no, there's nothing going on there. But he's like, you know what? We're gonna head to an alternate rendezvous, and we're gonna wait there until word reaches us that we can go in. Everybody but Snake, make me a charisma survival roll.
Oh boy.
Actually, you know what, Snake, make a charisma survival roll too. I think you'd be the person least interested in it, but still.
What was it? Charisma?
Charisma survival.
Oh, hey, that's not too bad.
Jeez, everybody's like, oh, grumble. Oh, everybody made it. So, okay. So, the Red Rocket's there. It's still in the same condition. Obviously, the bones of the ghouls that you fought inside are, still lying there, but nobody's.
Is the cup still there?
I'm sorry?
Is the cup still there? Or is that a different encounter?
2 ghouls in a cup? No, that's a different spot.
Okay, yeah.
This is where you found in the safe, you got the package from Mr. Smith, which was the beryllium agitator that eventually went into, I believe, one of Saval's his energy weapon. But no, two ghouls in the cup is at one of the other abandoned camps. Okay. So you guys are there. You arrive with them, and John's like talking. It's like, hey, we're here. We're gonna stay here for a couple of days, and he's not exactly quiet when he's talking to people. We're gonna stay here for a couple of days. Miss Gray is going to go, check and make sure everything's okay from Byington, maybe and report back. So, just hang tight. They'll set, somebody, a representative will, be here to, come get us if everything's okay, if it's not them. And, most of the, everybody seems okay. Except, so among all of you, you notice that there are 3 individuals that are either a little antsy or are visibly, frustrated, flustered, that type of deal. They're not happy that they're not at Minton.
Mixture of guards and other people, or are they the merchants that were there?
Two of them are guards. One of them is a merchant. And the merchant is one of the, and again, merchant is the overall term. He's one of the handlers for the Pack Brahmin.
Oh, okay.
So that gives at least these three people don't seem happy, or they're they've questioned multiple times as to why they're stopping. Maybe should somebody go with the group if the group is leaving to go talk to the people in Minton. How long are we going to stay here? That type of deal.
I'm going to ask Sally Sue. Sally Sue and I are going to kind of huddle, and we're going to talk about this merchant that seems pretty flustered by everything, the one that's hanging out with the Pack Brahmin.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Sally Sue, do you want to go over there and see if you can talk to, is it a man? I'm assuming it's a man.
Yep.
Do you want to go over there and talk to that guy and see if you can understand why he's so flustered, and maybe he's one of the Merchant Guild spies?
Not really.
Your mutual love for Pack Brahmin, I thought maybe.
I can try it.
No, if you don't
Are we
mind.
sure that it would be? You think he'd be the one, though? You don't think it'd be a less obvious choice, like one of the guards?
Well, it may be more than one. If you want to go talk to that guy, I might get Sam to go talk to one of the guards about their big weapons.
Yeah, we can try that.
Did you say that with a straight face?
No.
Tried.
I can hear you try not to laugh. That's why I'm like. Okay.
So what
Yeah.
do I need to do?
Yeah, so we're going to send Sally Sue to talk to the flustered guy with the Pack Brahmin. Sam, maybe you can go talk to those 2 guys about their big weapons, and
What are they
maybe
doing again?
beat big weapons. Maybe you can feel them out.
I understand big weapons, but what are they carrying? Oh, great. GM.
So both the guards are carrying small caliber submachine guns. They're not quite the same. One's a man, one's a woman. So the both carrying 9mm SMGs. The man has just a generic bubblegum and baling wire holding it together type of deal. The woman has a nicer one, large quick eject mag. You can see it's got some sort of receiver mod and reflex sight on it. Both of them, from what you've seen for the 4 days it took you to get here, closer to 5 by the time you actually got where you are right now. They nobody's a slouch, if you will. They both are professional. So
Do they both take good care of their weapons? Is the more important question. Because if one is holding his together with baling wire and chewing gum, he might need some help.
you haven't seen, and even among all the caravan and the guards in general, you haven't seen anybody sit there and break a weapon down. A couple of them have wiped them down, but you haven't seen anybody do any kind of routine maintenance on their weapon.
I'm suddenly wondering if you should start remedial lessons on weapon maintenance.
Okay, so you can organize it. You can organize a
Yeah.
training session. You know,
Yes.
they kind of logger in the around the rocket. Clear out the some of the stuff to get inside. And okay, so Sally, so you go. So okay, this is role playing now. So you got to tell me what you're doing. So he's over there. He's clean. He's taking care of the Brahmin. He's checking their hooves. Pulling stuff. Got a large pair of pliers. Kind of pulling stuff out of their hooves, and he's cleaning them up, and he's working his way through that when he sees you approaching.
Does he seem knowledgeable in his handling of the Brahmin?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I go up and I say, what nice Brahmin you have.
And he
I also say hello.
he's like, he kind of looks at you and he's like, oh yeah, hello, these guys have been, I've been taking care of this particular group. That's Daisy May, and he points to one of them, and that's that's Mrs. Butterworth over there. That one's Butter, that one's Worth. And I've been taking care of this group, and that's their that one there is those two, and he points to another two. Their child. That one's Aunt Jemima. That one over there is Pearl and Mill.
We have
Yeah,
our Brahmin ourselves. We have Milk Dun and Good and Plenty. They're pretty good creatures, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, they're loyal. I don't know if I'd keep them as like you do with as kind of points at your mole rat who's kind of just running around and whatever. I think he's chasing a rad roach right now. Pounces on it and he lets it go and he pounces on it again. Not quite as playful as your pet mole rat there, but yeah, they intelligent creatures. Yeah,
They came from Germantown too, right?
Oh, yeah.
I asked them
except for the
how
rad
long.
roach. The rad roach was here. So.
I asked him how long he's been in Germantown.
Oh, jeez. He's looking and he scratches his head. He's like, years. Take.
Hello?
Born and raised there in the outskirts, and job, working the Brahmin, but
How long have you been working with Brahmin?
probably about 12, 13 years.
Oh. You like it?
Pays the bill, he puts caps in my pocket, but yeah, you start to, just like, like you have Milk Dud and, Good and Plenty, you start to develop that kind of, friendship, relationship with the animals, and, they'll take care of you, you take care of them.
Have you been traveling with this particular group long? Do you like it?
Job's a job, I work for the water, work for the water guild, and the water merchants. They put, like I said, caps in my pocket, help me, let me take care of these guys and gals, and do my job, and they keep, excuse me, they keep me fed and clothed, and don't get shot.
Do you know anyone in Minton?
No, I've been there the fourth run that I've been on. So, to Minton, more water than usual, but they paid with we'll pick up cartloads of supplies and some of the I heard, who was it? That's like John. It was somebody talking to John. Like, we're supposed to pick up parts that they need for, one of their pumps. Stuff that the Mintons managed to salvage from one of the nearby towns. They managed to get some stuff that we need. I heard that'll get, some of the down, or we have I don't know what, there's a word that I'm sorry, I'm not smart like that.
Oh, you're plenty smart.
One of the reclamation. I think that was the word I heard them use. One of the reclamation plants back up and running to allow us to produce more water, get it out there.
Is that why you're a little, you seem a little restless here at the stop? Are you anxious to get going?
Well, no, these aren't the only Brahmin I'm responsible for. There's another mated pair back in Germantown that's expecting their first calf, and I want to get back there. And he's like, it's, and he's frustrated now. He's a little flustered talking to you. He's like, it's nice talking with you, but I feel more comfortable with them.
I understand. I could spend all day with my Brahmin.
Yeah, so it's want to get back to them. How else to put it to you? That's, and again, I'm no disrespect, your person to talk with, but I really do need to get back to taking care of them.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, he points at one of the, and there's, he's got a, crate set up and there's various implements, and that's the stuff. It's, picking burrs out and, dressing wounds and so forth. So, yeah, please. It's like, a couple, an extra pair of hands would be great.
All right, I go and get a brush or something and start brushing one of the Brahmin.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll talk to Gray and them afterwards. Don't want to make it too obvious.
Okay. So Gray, you see her talking to the guy, and then eventually, she goes over and she picks something up, and she's, futzing with one of the Brahmin, still, chit-chatting, or at least appears to be, chit-chatting with the guy. Again, she's wearing her hood, so you can't see her talk, and the guy's kind of like, every once in a while he glances over and you can see he's.
See his what?
She sees you talking with the guy. You can see him talking back to you. So as you're working, the two of you are, going back and forth, chatting with each other. So that type of deal.
And I'm on the lookout for, or my senses are acutely aware, waiting for him to say certain things, or I'm not judging him, but I'm nitpicking everything he says.
Okay. Sam, you've had some contact, and the entire group has had various contact with different people in the caravan. But for the two, those two particular guards that Miss Gray has pointed out, both are wearing more so than what we consider to be hand-me-down armor. Most, some of it's been patched. You can see there's wrappings of.
Are these two in particular aloof from the rest of the group, or do they regularly interact with the rest of the group, or are they just off to the side being completely professional?
When they're not on duty, they'll sit there, they'll play cards, and drink with with everybody. If it's their time on duty, the woman is a little more attentive to, if you talk to, other than, saying hello to somebody as they're passing by, she doesn't pay attention to anybody in the group. She's keeping an eye on whatever area she's responsible for, type of deal. The man, if he could, slouch and get out of whatever he's doing, he'll gold brick or goof off as much as he can.
So maybe I should ask her what she thinks of him.
Okay.
but need to approach this specifically. So Sam is going to approach her and start trying to chat her up about the mods on her submachine gun.
Make me a charisma small guns roll.
This is the part where it either goes incredibly well or incredibly terrible.
Oh, come on! You got to believe in your inner snake.
You can do anything if you just believe.
Yeah. See. You got to believe in your snake, man. You got to channel your snake. So you know she kind of gives you the eyeball as you're talking to her, and she's off duty at this point. And you convince her to let you see it. She drops the mag, puts it in battery. She hands it over to you. It's a 9mm submachine gun. It's got a large quick eject mag, got a hardened receiver and a reflex sight. So
I'm going to note how it seems to be well cared for. And I'm going to ask her about the other guards, if what she thinks of them and how they care for and handle their weapons.
Yeah.
Shush.
So
I heard one of you snicker.
It's in your imagination.
Must be yeah. I don't know who that could have been.
I heard nothing.
Yeah. You're asking that question, and the laugh she makes is like the sound of a braying donkey. She snorts and she stops and she's like, half these people here couldn't find their assholes with 2 fingers and somebody else guiding the thumb in for them. The weapons that they have, whatever they manage to, whoever paid for these guys, got whatever was left at the bottom of the barrel that was covered in shit and rotting there at that point in time. He has absolute total disdain for everybody else here other than herself. And you don't know if it's, bravado or, that whole I'm better than everybody else type of, feeling. But that's what that's the vibe she gives off.
From what I've noticed from the other guards, do I think that this is coming from a place of arrogance, or if this is just something that she's noticed that she's seems to be the only competent one among the guards?
The feeling is more of from your feeling, from what you've seen and whatnot. It's more her arrogance. Her thinking that she's better than they are.
So Sam's opinion from what he's seen of the guards is that the water merchants intended for this caravan to go missing. They purposely staffed it with guards that were either overconfident or completely lax.
Correct. You realize now, taking that time to kind of step back and look at look at it from that way. Yeah, this was. It's not so much that they would have shot themselves. They're not that kind of. It's not like Barney Fife. It's like, hey, you can have a bullet, but keep it in your pocket type of deal. But it is, that particular level of, hey, if they get taken out of the gene pool, nobody's going to miss them in the pool. Nobody's going to miss them later on.
They purposely planned for this caravan to go missing, and
somebody did.
Right.
The guards are all equipped with, the merchants have either shotguns or a close combat weapon of some sort, machete, hand axe, that type of deal.
And I'm assuming when asked, they'll all say that the water guild were the group of merchants who hired them.
Yes, yeah, the water guild. Yeah, the water guild. Yeah, hired these guys. There's no. You realize now as you're talking to her and whatnot, none of these people have any mercenary affiliations, and
Even more,
the
they're
mercenaries
learned.
would have been hired to, from talking with the Mustangs, just with them alone, that caravans when they go out, a mercenary guild is hired to provide guards.
Which
Doesn't
means
matter
that-
which mercenary guild it is.
Which means they didn't want what happened to this caravan to cause any issues with the mercenary guilds as well. I hate merchants. Celsius is the only good one.
No, thumbs up.
You realize
she
that
does crush the economy of every place we go to.
You're welcome.
so the guards themselves, I'm sorry, are all in some way, shape, or form, and it makes sense from a logistical standpoint. All of them have 9mm subguns. But if anybody, somebody with a long arm, decides to shoot at a distance, they're all fucked. Nobody has any way of stopping that. There's not a single rifle among other than what the two people from Minton are carrying. Both of the Minton members, the princess and the other person that's with them, are carrying combat rifles.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk to them about what their opinion is of the whole caravan. Because this does not seem right.
Okay. So, you continue. You're looking, and you realize that she's just been droning on about her some of her exploits, and how she managed to do this, that, and this, that, and the third, and she shows you like the scar on her arm. She got stung by a rad scorpion. No way in hell she got stung by a rad.
She's the 10th woman that Bethany is. Bethany is far superior to this lady.
Yes.
Yes. Sam wants his baby mama.
And she's talking, and eventually like, got to get back to work. So
Yeah.
you keep up the good work there, Sluggo. And she kind of taps you on the shoulder, and hey, I get off at 12 though. If you're free. And she kind of walks away.
Sam's gonna go talk to Pineapple Princess and the other guy from Minton, and ask what they think of the caravan as a whole. Because I get the feeling that they're a little better trained than these people.
You're not able to find the Pineapple Princess.
What if it's
Fair.
the Pineapple Princess who's the...
He's probably with, or probably trying to move Sally Sue.
But you do find the other guy. He's sitting there. He's got a, rolled himself, just finished rolling himself a smoke. He's sitting back, and he's kicking back and just puffing along. For the rest of the group, is there anything specific or special you're doing? So, Miss Gray, you're able to witness most of these exchanges. You can see where Sally Sue's gone up, talked with the guy. They're talking. She's now helping him tend to the Brahmin. You can see Sam, talking to the one guard.
You just see Sam, just as she drones on and on, Sam just slumps more and more down and looks more and more defeated.
Sam is every man listening to a woman or not listening to a woman.
This woman in particular is bad.
Even post-apocalypse.
This particular woman, Sam has no patience for. Sam loves a woman who loves a good gun, but this is not the woman.
I know we've called him Pineapple Princess, but is Pineapple Princess John, or is that the other guy?
That's the other guy. John.
Okay.
John's the merchant. John's
Okay.
the caravan leader. Let's put it that
And
way.
Pineapple Princess is the head guard. So to
Pineapple
speak.
Princess is the representative from Minton. So there's two representatives from Minton there. One is John. You find out the other guy, name of the other guy is Eric. You can see Sam has walked away from talking with the female guard. The other guard in question is off doing whatever he's doing. You don't really know. You can't really see. They like to screw off and play cards, so you could be off doing that right about now. What was I going to say? You can see he's walking over to Eric, the other guy from Minton.
Eric or John?
John's the head of the caravan. So
Okay.
John's the lead caravan. He's the caravan leader.
Right.
Pineapple Princess and Eric are the two representatives from Minton.
Got it. So I'm heading towards the other representative. Got it. So John's from Germantown.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, and who's the person we can't find?
The other guard that was wanting to move on, if you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for him. We don't have his name, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna look for this other guard. I'm a little bit worried that maybe he's trying to head back.
That he's our rep.
Yep, trying to head back to Germantown to let the Merchant Guild know.
Okay. Find him with a couple of the other merchants and the couple of the other guards. Whacked out of their gourd, and you can see that there's a variety of different chems laying around, and they're all sitting there, laughing and talking to each other.
Completely useless. Completely useless.
Okay, but he hasn't snuck away. Okay.
They are on top of the Red Rocket. You guys remember there was behind the Red Rocket where you could climb up onto the roof. They are sitting up on the roof. It looks like they have, chairs and, at least some sort of like bench or makeshift couch. Yeah, they're absolutely stoned out of their mind.
Okay. Interesting, but glad to know where that guy is. Yeah, I agree with Sam. I'd like to talk to John. I'd like to talk to John again.
That he doesn't find it even the least bit odd that the guards that he's been given are completely shit.
So yeah, you can hear Sam relaying this to you on the radio. Everybody can hear Sam relaying this to them on the radio.
Yeah.
You guys. Oh, okay, so we'll deal with.
And I guess my guy could be it. I mean, lived in Germantown.
He
the
doesn't
Merchant Guild
seem
called
to
it.
give. He doesn't seem to
Yeah.
give you that kind of,
He seems to really care about a calf
Yeah.
being born
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It makes
he's
me
not.
wonder if there are any sort of familial ties or anything like that are why they want to get rid of one of them. Like somebody insulted them, and one of these guys is their son or brother, and they want him off to send a message. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or they're the brother of someone who is an advisor to the Baron or a high-ranking member of the Baron's guards.
Yeah, like this is more about messaging than
Than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to talk to John.
Okay, so you're tracking down John. Sam, you found Eric. He's just in there. Like I said, he's rolled something local, and he's like you walk over and he kind of looks at you, and he's got that little bit of a glassy eye look going on, and he kind of let's hook.
Sorry, what did you say?
He offers you whatever he's smoking and says, "Would you like to take a puff?"
Sam won't take a puff just to be polite and hand it back.
Hand it back.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. What is
Make
Sam
me
just,
an endurance. Be an endurance survival roll.
You're gonna blabber everything about our plan on your hide or your mind.
Hold that one coming.
Oh,
Okay, well you're coughing up a lung right now.
Should I
So,
reroll that or
nah, let's role play that one out.
Okay.
You're like oh,
it's like you've done this before.
Very smooth.
he, he, he just laughs as he takes it out of your hand before you drop it. It's like he's patting you on the back. It's okay.
That's not tobacco.
First time's the toughest time.
That's not tobacco.
No, it's not. But it grows locally, so I can show you what it is. When we get done. When we eventually get to Minton. So
Do that.
yeah, he's looking at you. He's like, so just between me and you, what's this bullshit that we're sitting out here in the middle of fuck nowhere, waiting for something going on in Minton? The princess told me to, just keep it on the down low. That there's some shady shit going on. But seriously, what the fuck is going on?
I haven't noticed that your guards are a little incompetent or anything like that.
Fuck, they're all a bunch of incompetent assholes.
Or that most caravans that come and go to Germantown usually have one of the big mercenary groups guarding them, and this one doesn't.
So, hey, Saval, I'll give you an extra 10 caps right now for pretty much saying that you're just going to sit there and blab everything to the guy.
He's from Minton. I trust him more than I trust the yokels from Germantown.
Hey, I know. I understand. I know. He's like, well, come to think of it, yeah, they're a bunch of incompetent assholes.
And doesn't that set off some sort of alarm in your head?
Hey, he looks at he gestures over to John, who's starting to talk with Miss Gray. His people need the shit that we got. That's the only reason why we got all this extra water coming to us. They got one of their their main plant is down. It's not producing any. It's not pumping any water at all. They need that pump. I don't think they would do anything to fuck that deal over.
And why did they send, then, if this is so important, why did they send guards that are all armed with close-range weapons? You and your friend are the only ones with actual rifles who could actually defend this caravan if anything actually attacked.
The only thing I think of is these guys, like I said, they're a bunch of fucking incompetent idiots, but spraying and praying, gets the job done sometimes.
Yes, but anybody with a high-powered rifle can take off most of them before they even know what happened.
Yeah, you're right, but that's why I ain't trusting them with my life. But I'm like, I gotta trust.
I understand, but at the same time, I think something's going on in Germantown, and I think you're just part of it. And I think you're one of their. This whole caravan is one of their chess pieces, so to speak.
Think about.
I'm also trying to pump him for information, seeing what he has noticed and what he thinks. He's been very blunt and forward with you about what he thought of the guards. He's still thoughtful of what you're saying, but he still doesn't believe that they would screw the deal. The water merchants might not be wanting to screw up the deal, but what about one of the other merchant groups? That they might have a bone to pick with someone in this caravan, or someone in this caravan who might be related to who might have some relation to the Baron. Think about it like that. Remember, they're playing their little political games and everything, wanting their power.
Well, that would be then. I don't know about that part. He's saying stops and he kind of looks. Blows a ring out. But if this caravan doesn't make it there, they don't get their parts.
They don't get their parts.
They lose power within their little. I don't know what the hell you would call it, conclave group, and that would allow somebody else to step up and control over what's going, of whatever piece of their puzzle.
Or causes unrest that they think they can use to their advantage.
Yeah, just like we can't. If people don't have water. Even with that's the only thing. Christ, we got food all around. We got the ability to gather food all around us.
But water is the
water's
the issue.
Yeah. So yeah. The longer we sit there, the longer we sit here, though, we get doesn't that advance whatever timetable they're trying to figure out? They're working by.
But at the same time, whatever they're planning, if one of these guys is part of it or is the issue, if we disrupt that, then it changes everything. Then Mountain still remains in business and still gets their water. Who's to say that by delivering this caravan, something bad won't happen? Actually, wait, what?
Yeah, he listens to you. He's like, all he says is shit.
Actually, has somebody actually checked the water to make sure that it's safe? Now that I think about it.
Nobody? No. The merchants, but there's nobody. No, nobody's gone to the wagons. Both wagons are sitting off to the side. They still have the tarp and everything on top of it. Whatever the group or the caravan is drawn from is from smaller barrels that are on the outsides of them, or attached to the the pack Brahmin. Nobody's actually touched anything on there. Saval, if you want to go do that, you'll have to go talk to John and who's talking with Miss Gray right now. John's sitting there. He's pouring himself something. He walks over and he hands the cup to you, to you, Gray, as you're walking up.
Is this a cup of the water that they're delivering?
It's some sort of. You've seen people drinking it before. It's some sort of coffee derivative, probably chicory or something like that they're using. But
it's not part of the delivery.
No.
At the moment. Okay.
He grabs another cup, pours himself a cup.
Yeah, I'll take the cup.
Okay. Piping hot, you may want to just blow on it or let it cool for a little bit, unless you want to scald your throat. But hey, to each his own. So, what can I do for you?
Yeah. So I'll talk to him. Just get his thoughts now that he's had some time to think about it. Is there anybody in the caravan that stands out that could be this spy?
I've talked to my people, the guards, that were assigned to us. I hate to admit it, but I think you're right that this is overall being set up to fail. There are too many inconsistencies. What I'm seeing right now.
I'm gonna ask him.
Half of them are off. Are probably going through a small fortune in chems right now. But as long as there's guards on duty, I'm okay with that. But the guards aren't the greatest guards. He's like, I don't know.
What does he think the Merchant Guild would gain from doing this? From making sure that this delivery doesn't happen.
Opposite, he shouldn't be telling you this, but got a deal with Minton Parts. Several of our our processing plants, the running it, are failing or have failed. scavenging parts from those to keep the other ones going. We don't get those parts, run the risk of losing a big chunk of the business, or have to, default. Gives some of the other merchant, guilds that we've been, borrowing money and stuff from. That weakens us. Gives them, water's life. Doesn't matter whether there's grass around you or dust. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. Roll that gives us a nice at the table. Takes a sip of coffee and he's but that doesn't mean that other people don't want the that particular spot now. That's all I can think of, because I don't have anybody that that I've pissed off that I know of. Christ, all these people are a bunch of He's like, all these people are a bunch of nobodies. So, I know there's been some problems with with the mercenary guilds, the two groups fighting in the outskirts of Germantown. Hell, the Mustangs just sent like half their people out to go figure out what's going on with the powder monks, wherever their base of operations may be. So I'll be part of a power play, for that. I don't know. Saval, you're walking over as he's just sitting there. He's got a mug in his hand. You can see steam off of it. He's just staring at it. Gray's got a mug in her hand. It's cool enough if you want to take a drink. It's actually very good. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Eye-opening. Coffee's not something that you've actually had before, so a bit of a caffeine rush. So Val, here, so you have the ability to.
I'll walk up to him and test it for anything.
So we kind of these look at. Why would the water need to be tested? Anything.
Well, you never know. Somebody could have slipped in poison or something in it.
Well, that's a bit of a sobering thing to say. Well, tell you what. Let's the three of Gray, if you want to accompany us. Miss Gray, if this was a combat situation, we gain 3 action points. You personally would gain 3 action points from drinking the coffee.
From the caffeine? Woo!
From the caffeine. Yep. Oh yeah. You're all you need is a little bit of sugar and you're good to go. So
It's
you'd be
like
bouncing
real
off the wall.
life. Okay.
So the two of you walk over to the the wagons and take a look. All of them have taps at the bottom. He goes and he takes a tool out of his belt and he undoes one of the caps, and as the water starts trickling out, he jams the tap into the hole, the opening. He screws it in place, and there's a small puddle of water in the grass. And then he gets the tap, opens it up, fills up a tin cup he's carrying. How you're going to test it, but there you go. The water, it looks like water. It doesn't have any smell to it, and no chemical smell or anything like that. Make me a. Excuse me. Make me a science intelligence roll. Okay. So you grab a couple of the chems and whatnot that you have. You go off to the side. You drop it in there. Water seems to be okay. There's no easy way other than there's a larger cap up top that you can through, kind of like a jerry can type of screw taps. There's a chain coming off to hold the cap in place and pop that open. But just random sampling, everything seems to be normal. There's no smell or taste that seems to be a little bit of a metallic taste depending on what you're which one you're going to, but it seems to be, it's not purified water, but there's no with the Geiger counter too that you dig out of one of the pack of Brahmin. There's no radiation or anything like that. Some of the other merchants are kind of looking, as you're doing that, to see what's going on. You don't sense or get any sense of any foul play, at least from. Sam, you're feeling rather good right now. Eric's once you got over the first try, gets a little easier after that. Like Robin, like right in a Brahmin, you fall off trying to get trampled and get right back on again. Eric, stands up and he leaves you what's left. Finish it off. I'm gonna go grab myself a little bit of coffee, and I'll be back in a minute. He walks away. Sally Sue, you and never really bothered to learn his name. Just a random stranger in the night. You just shh.
I thought about that afterwards.
That's okay. But we'll just make it our little secret. Don't say anything. You'll ruin the moment. You guys go your separate ways. He goes off to kind of rest. And Sam, you're sitting there for 5, 6, 10 minutes. Eric's hasn't come back yet. Swall, Miss Gray, you John walking back to the fire. Sam sitting there off to the side, stretched out, just staring wistfully at the sky and at the stars, watching everything kind of melt and blend together.
Okay, so I was muted. I suddenly sit up and ask, has anybody seen Eric recently?
Well, you sit up also because of the fact that the roach has burned down to the point where it's actually, your glove is starting to smolder.
Yeah, I toss it. I immediately put that out, and then I look at the others, or I toss it into the fire, and I immediately look to the others and say, "Has anybody seen Eric lately?"
John looks at you and is like, "No, not really. Wasn't he with you?"
I start trying to track him.
What is Snake doing?
Yeah, Snake, what are you doing?
Smoking with C2.
Okay.
And we're just kind of, chittering at each other. All they do is talk. Talk. We all want to be friends here.
I mean, you can just start murdering if you really want to.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that.
Kill them.
Less talking, more killy.
More murdering.
Yeah.
We're working on it, Snake.
Yeah,
We're working on finding you
I
your.
think we might have already had one murder.
I think we might have just found our target.
Eric.
Mm-hmm. Yep. because Stoned Sam just blabbered our whole plan. Just, pretty accurate.
Pretty on point for me. Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, yeah.
Or-
Stone Sam is
or
like
you know what?
regular
It
Sam.
could have been his master plan was to blurt it out to see, who
Pretty
would
much
go.
on brand.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, let's canon until we find Eric.
Okay. And then we'll tell you that it's all your fault. Got it.
Now you're on
Yep,
to it. I'm
okay.
trying to delay this as much as possible.
Okay. Well,
Face the music later.
Okay. If the music's name is Snake.
You would have Snake immolate me?
No. I would just make him talk to you like that woman did
Oh, jeez.
for hours. That'll be your punishment. But,
Oh, jeez.
we'll save that for later.
Can't you have Snake kill me instead? That would be much less painful.
No,
Exactly.
Death for you.
As she's making sweet, bitter love to you, and that's all she's doing is just talking down to you the entire time.
But seriously, we should probably find Eric.
Yes. Yeah,
Nope,
let's
deflect,
find Eric.
deflect.
We'll find Eric now, torture Sam later.
Exactly.
Got it. Got it.
You're like you're sitting there and you're talking with C2, and you two are passing your cigarette back and forth between. He's laying on his back and he's blowing rings. He's like Merp, and he tries to stick his pookie between the rings. He's like Merp. And he fails to do that, and he's staring up the sky. It's very muffled. You can hear on C2's radio. It sounds like somebody's talking, but it's not Kenny Knight. It's not him in the radio show from it's somebody trying to
Send the message.
Yeah, send a message. That would be send a message on the radio.
You don't get enough talking here. You gotta listen to more.
He's like, Merp. You see, C2 rolls over and looks at you and like, Merp.
So what's this one all about? He's like, I'm like, what are you listening to?
So pick up C2's radio, and C2 can't talk to anybody. He's got his own little headset, and his radio is literally just a radio, but it makes him feel like he's part of the group, so he's happy with it. So you mimic what you see Sam doing. Sam, does the whole tune in Tokyo type of deal, and you adjust the dial. It comes in a little clearer. You can hear two people talking to one another. Make me a perception speech. They're talking. Nope. Okay. So, the one person is asking the other, for him to repeat himself. That, what do you mean? We're out to kill you. Why would you think that?
Oops.
Is this Sam that's talking through the radio?
No. That was what the perception speech was to try to help you figure out. It's like who it might be.
They're all radioing it, and then. Okay, so I look at C2 and I say, hey, it's finally about to get exciting.
He's just like, Merp.
Yeah.
And he kind of rolls over and he stands up and he kind of, takes his pookies and kind of, brushes everything down. He's got little tassels on his armor and he's like, merp, merp, merp.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip Excalibur over to C2, just kind of nudge it over.
He kind of looks at that, looks at you, and it's like, "Are you out of your?" He's like, "Merp, merp, merp, merp."
It's like 5 times as long
"Yeah,
as
it's
he
like,
is.
yeah, exactly." He's like,
Yeah.
"Seriously, that's like giving a baby a shotgun." It's like, "Yeah, okay, this is going to work out well." Okay, so C2's looking at the weapon. He's looking at you. And he's like, "Okay, we'll make it work." So what are you doing right now? Then? You slip that over. The rest of the group. So Sally Sue, you're wandering about.
As I do.
As you do. Yep. So Gray, Saval, Sam, and John are all looking for Eric.
Yep.
So you come around the corner, and there's not too many places to go. And you see um, I'm like, yep. Hey, it could either have been him or Snake, and Snake is about as subtle as a sledgehammer. Gray's blah 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 blah. You get one drink in the Sam, and he's like, he's just sure, let's go to bed right now.
Wait.
So you
Babysitting children.
For those, Sam is like, Sam has never been good at subtlety. Who gave him the job to be subtle? I feel it's the greatest misuse of the group's resources.
Yeah, I can't believe you let that happen.
Yeah, I think murdering Sam would be a better use of the group's
Snake,
resources.
we have someone for ya.
This might be a twofer.
I'm going to delay building the battle bus as long as possible in that case.
Mm-hmm.
We
Because
don't need
once I
you.
finish that bus,
We've got Saval.
We got.
yes, but Saval have all the knowledge.
Oh, we'll find somebody. Maybe
We'll
C2.
Yes, you two could probably do it.
He
Probably.
gets his little welder's cap out. He flips the visor down. He's got the arc welder going.
I'm thinking Pineapple Princess would be a good. We can just drop him in, just replace Sam.
Everyone's looking
Just know
for
I've
Eric.
already got the next character rolled up. She's a super mutant.
Again, you walk around. He's not inside the Red Rocket. He's not behind the Red Rocket. He's not. Saval, you climb up on top of the roof. You're looking around. You can see clearly what you believe to be is Eric, a short distance away. Back is to you, and he has something pressed against his ear,
Uh-oh.
and looks like he's communicating into it. We're talking 1940s, 1950s MASH, the field radio type of deal. Holding, he's talking, gesturing angrily. Just at the sky, telling people to get off his lawn. C2 has Excalibur. He's got it over his shoulder, so it's it's again longer than him. And he's trundling along with you as you're carrying the radio because he can't carry it and that at the same. He's looking at you, and and you're following the person talking. And the person's getting angry. Speaking, he's like a long haul trucker at this point. Just talking, and he F-bomb this, F-bomb that, and you're able to, you can see the group kind of milling about. King C2, all hail C2. And you can see the group kind of milling about. They're looking, and you can see. So Saval, you're able to. You radio to everybody. where you think Eric? Where you mean 2 minutes, Eric? Is at that point.
I will radio the group and let them know.
I'm gonna radio back. I'm gonna be like, I patched a doc. Is that the one blabbing about everything? I mean, there's a lot of blabbing, but blabbing.
Possibly.
Knock him out and you can kill him later.
What does Eric look like?
Like that.
You've already been traveling with the people for the last couple of days, but indeterminate person number 3. Can you step forward, please? That could be the guy that mugged me. I don't know.
Okay.
Sir,
He got red
you
in
took
the
a
face.
picture of the
He was
guy.
too close
No, I
to
didn't
be
take a picture of the
seen.
guy. You step around the corner of the Red Rocket, and you can see, all you hear is, coming from the radio. So Eric's now looking in your general direction. Eric is now seeing, Saval standing on the roof, rifle in hand, pointing at Eric. Eric sees John, and Sally Sue. No, not Sally Sue. I'm sorry. John, Sam, and Miss Gray walking in his general direction. John's hand is immediately going for his gun, pulling it out. This is a combat situation. I'm not going to. There's no reason to pull a map up for this because I think you'll make short work of the guy. So, but Miss Gray, you are as usual. Unless somebody's initiative has changed. I still have Miss Gray at 19, Sam at 17, Sally at 14. Saval 12 and Snake at 11. Am I correct?
That sounds about right.
So it's great. You have first crack at what's going on. You can see Eric is dropping the radio and is swinging with his free hand, bringing up the combat rifle that he has slung on his back.
Yeah. So I am. How far away am I?
You're now. I'd say you're at short range because you were able. You were able to hear. You were able to hear him say shit.
I'm like close range.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do, I will draw my weapon, because I am ready to defend myself and Eric, and I am, even though this is all his fault.
Yeah.
But the first thing I want to do is call out to Eric and say, we don't have to, we can talk about this.
Bing, bing.
Snake looks down at C2
Stop.
and goes, blah, 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 blah.
C2's just bouncing along.
Stop your whining, green boobs.
Blah 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 blah.
Stop your whining, green boobs.
Sam, you catch out of the corner of your eye. You can see Snake walking along. He's got the C2's radio in one hand. You can see he's doing a reach around, and he's bringing Chunky Boy forward. And
no. I plan to yield. I plan to yield C2.
Okay, so he's holding the radio with both hands. He's not quite boombox above his head, like Deadpool when he was going to see Colossus with that, or I forget what movie that was actually beside that one where that originally came from.
Club.
There you go. Okay.
Oh, come on! How do you not?
No, I'm sorry. He's holding that in his hand. D2 has sword he looks like a Langsvager, one of the German soldiers, from the Prussian
Yeah.
soldiers, with the the curvy
giant-
sword,
the
that's like
giant massive sword that's
Yeah.
bigger than they are.
exactly. He looks like one of those. He's got
just missing the armor.
yes, and the funny helmet, but yes,
Yes.
he is literally carrying that along, and he's looking at in that general direction, and he's just bopping back and forth, and you can hear Snake on blah 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 blah.
You must be talking to Gray.
So Gray, you hear Snake say what he says. So again,
I tell him to shut up, green boobs. Yeah. So I'm gonna give Eric the chance to not make this a gunfight.
Okay. Sam, what are you doing?
Sam, remember this is all your fault, so don't F it up even more.
You
Yeah.
got Gray agitated. Look at that. That takes work.
Yeah, I'm looking through my inventory.
John
What can
kind
I
of just
use?
gives you the side eye. Like, what?
Right about now, I wish I had a stun grenade.
Or another toke.
That would also work. I have
You're harshing my buzz, man.
I know, right?
And just keep puffing away.
Hold on.
If I wing him with Hecate, do you think he'll stop? Define wing him. I just shoot his toe off with his foot.
They have prosthetics for that.
It's only a flesh wound.
You're only a little dead. What are the chances that I could use Judge to shoot the gun out of his hand?
Make a called shot. It's an action to draw. You won't be able to aim unless you. No. Action to draw. You can spend an action point to aim, or called shot, and 2 action points to take the shot. You wouldn't have any point. You wouldn't be able to. You can re-roll the miss. Obviously, spend a point of luck type of deal.
Okay, so
Before we go any further, everybody other than nobody spent any luck on this. Everybody's luck is back to full. So
Woohoo!
if I haven't said that before, everybody's luck is back to full.
Yay.
in that
Okay.
case, Sam draws Judge, uses an action point to aim,
Okay.
and tries to shoot the weapon out of Eric's hands.
Okay.
I hope this works.
Don't fuck this up.
We're counting on you.
Did I
Okay.
need more success?
Uh,
Because I can spend some action points to buy more dice.
I would spend the action points to buy an extra die. Yeah.
I'm going, as much as I hate it, I'm going to buy 2 extra die.
What?
You guys are down to 1 point right now, then.
1 point? Sam?
I know.
I'm just kidding.
They refill so fast.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, so
Redo,
just hit
you just-
re-roll and then just say roll 2
Yeah,
more
re-roll, and whatever 2 extra dice you get, you'll see what happens.
Oh my gosh.
Complication, great.
I should spend a point of luck to re-roll that.
Would I be able to re-roll 4 dice or just the 2?
Just the one.
Just the 1?
The one.
I'm going to spend a point of luck to re-roll that 1 die. Good grief.
Okay. That's fine. Got 3 successes. Ultimately, what it's going to be. Okay, so you swing around. The harsh retort, the ripples out across the night. Braced yourself, so I'll say that you didn't suffer a penalty for that, which would have been if you didn't re-roll. You would probably, sprained your wrist. You have to use the other one to, take care of your gun. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Say no more.
Say no more. And so roll me the damage. Let's see how much damage you do.
I was aiming for his gun, not
I know.
him.
I know.
Okay.
Points of damage, piercing 4. Okay. Yeah, you blow the combat rifle just to pieces. The round catches it on the side, enters, shatters the stock. Magazine drops out, from the impact. He drops the gun, and his hand, he drops the radio to grab his hand. Just the impact, the jarring motion.
I've been meaning to do that for many encounters. Just shoot somebody's weapon out of their hand.
I'm glad I was able to help you cross it off your list. Sally, you hear a gunshot, single shot.
Oh no!
Okay, do you wish to do anything, or are you just like, oh, stop, no, stop, don't do. Oh, well.
No. Yeah, I'll go see what the commotion's about.
Okay, yeah, you can see
so
other people are.
Let's just go back into the bush.
And most of the people up on the roof with you are kind of just laughing, and there's again, just enjoying life for what life is worth. Saval, you see Eric with his free hand. His other hand is kind of like cramped, or it kind of got that the rickus, or it's like claw from the impact. But he draws a pistol and fires once into the radio.
Who does that? Sorry.
Eric does.
Okay.
And then he drops the pistol. You're up.
Which one was this up?
Saval.
Oh.
Saval witnessed him doing that. Pulls out a heavy caliber pistol, fires once into the radio, obliterating that, and then lets the pistol fall from his fingers into the grass.
Since Ray's supposed to
Thumbs up.
Snake, you see all this happen. And C2 standing there, and he kind of looks at you, and when he kind of shrugs his shoulder to make the the sword bounce. He's like, "Merp," looking at you.
So I pick up C2 and I'm going to wield C2 while C2 wields Excalibur.
Oh boy.
I kind of want to see how you try to do this,
Yeah.
just to see how it
I
works.
feel conflicted. Yeah.
Yeah. Cliffhanger. See what C2 does, and then cliffhanger.
Okay, we can do that. Snake, you're advancing forward. You can see C2. He's bringing, his massive blade forward. He's holding on to it for dear life, but you guys can all see it. It's shaking like somebody with palsy. And not making fun of people with palsy. Please don't have the palsy, people, come after Saval. And he walks over, and you walk him up, and he kind of just goes poke, and pokes Eric in the chest, and Eric kind of looks at him. He's like, oh no, stop, you got me. I surrender. It's like he's looking past C2 at you. No, stop. It's like, seriously. So Snake, you have the option. Do you lean C2 into him so he keeps on going, or do you say he stops?
No, I lean him in a little bit.
Okay. So you watch the blade. He's like, no, hey, fuck, that hurts. Stop. I yield. Stop, fucker. The blade stops shaking. C2's holding on to it. Snake's holding on to C2's belly. C2's he's trying. You can see his little pookies are kind of trying to push the blade forward. He's probably a good 2 inches into the guy at this point. It's part of the armor. He's got that blade would be capable of doing that. So the blade is you can see there's blood on the blade and a little bit trickling down his shoulder as this guy's like telling you to knock it the fuck off.
Good.
Okay, so he's pretty much yielded. Snake's like, nope, gonna fuck him up anyway, and with that, bring this night to a close.
No.
So, we will not be playing next week. We will be playing the 20th. That will be our next get together. Then we're off again until October. So, before we go to our outro, I'd like to wish Snake here a very happy birthday tomorrow. Hope he enjoys his day.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
I think the other one, but the other one's copywritten.
So yeah, we'd have to give money to royalties and.
I think it was ruled part of general
domain.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
The original Happy Birthday. Yep. Just FYI.
I think it was owned by like Michael Jackson as part of his record, whatever the catalog. There you go.
Well, whatever it is, we're not going to risk it. So that's what you get.
Okay.
Yeah, all Snake hears at this point is blah 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 blah.
Oh, you know you like it.
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, you secretly like it.
Just think, if you weren't born tomorrow,
Just say thank you.
You wouldn't be in our lives, bringing us joy and happiness with C2. So for that, we're
Especially
grateful that you're
C2.
here. At least for C2. So
Yeah. I mean, remember, C2 is, we have C2 because of Snake.
do see.
Oh, that's true.
The one
It all comes back to you, Snake. It all comes back to you.
It's all
if
your
you're going to
fault.
be thankful for Snake about something, it's C2.
Thank you.
You're
Oh, wow. You said it.
okay. So with that, outro.
This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Voltec, now with mute buttons. And
Butt plug. Yay! Yay!